All right, yeah, this is what we want to be doing. Still Girl Spellbreaker, swing in with everything. Yes. Sacrifice with Dread Malkin. Yeah, Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're playing Menace Tribal today. We're playing all the Menacers, the menacing menacers, whatever. So I got my green screen back up, kind of. It's on like a mattress right here because we had an extra one while moving in, all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping to get some new equipment so that it all works out, but if it comes toppling down on me, that is why, and I fear for my life a little bit right now. Anyway, so I've been wanting to play this Menace deck for a while, and you notice I have 62 cards in the deck right now because the deck list down below will probably have a different version. It's going to have Hunted Nightmare out of the deck and one Swamp Guan because another 3-drop was out of it. Hunted Nightmare is a card that I want to showcase a little bit just in the deck where like we may run into it, great, but I don't think it's amazing, but it is like a 4 or 5 Menacer that if we have stuff out here, like each creature you control with Menace can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. All of a sudden it might just be worthwhile to be playing something like this. It's a 3 mana 4/5 that has Menace, can't be blocked except by 3 creatures. So as long as they have 2 creatures on the battlefield, we have that out. We're getting to swing in for 4 without blocks, and so that is something that we can definitely be doing. And so I think there's potential to have more of these, but because of the downside of opponent gets to put a death touch counter onto a creature, basically giving them a removal spell on the board is pretty bad for us. We are running removal, we are running ways to steal their creatures, and so maybe there's no downside. And so I've kind of been back and forth on that. Otherwise, the reason we playing Menace is because of these cards. Labyrinth Raptor, whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending a player sacrifices a creature blocking it. So we get to attack in, they're gonna, if they do block all of our stuff and we have this out, all of a sudden they're having to sacrifice half of their creatures before damage is even dealt. And so we should be able to be pretty favorable with when it comes to blocking, and we can stay aggressive swinging in. So our early game, we have Dread Malkin. I do think that you may want to like run another good 1-drop if you're trying to like optimize this for like actual competitive play. This is again just kind of a showcase of the Menace format, all of the different Menace cards that we got, and just trying to have some fun in this format here. And so Dread Malkin, our best one mana Menacer. It's really good. Pay 3, sacrifice another creature. Works great with Tenet of Connection, which says this spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with Menace. So in the late game, we can still just gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap the creature, it gains haste until end of turn. So we can't just steal an opponent's creature. We can swing in with it, do awesome, cool things. If we do have if we have Dread Malkin, we can also steal it, sacrifice it at the end of turn to get 2 counters onto Dread Malkin, and that gets pretty busted at some point. We also do have like I was saying, that the other reason to play Menace is that we get to have more things here. Stormfist Crusader, amazing card here. Pestilent Spirit is, I think, one of the better Menacers, even though we are not using its ability whatsoever. The Menace Death Touch 3/2 side of it, bonkers. The fact that no matter what is blocking this, we're going to kill it. If we can get an Embercleave onto this, Death Touch on Embercleave is really good, and that's also why Grim Dancer is amazing here. We get to add, we always want to put Menace counters onto this unless we possibly have like a Frill Scare Mentor. I cannot say that very well. We can put this on and put a Menace counter onto it as well. But it gets a choice of 2 different counters, either Menace, Death Touch, or Lifelink, and 3 mana 3/3 with all the things that we want to be playing in this deck is really powerful, and that's why I think that one's a little bit better than the Hunted Nightmare, just because the chance that we can have Lifelink on it, start putting counters onto it, is really, really nice. I've decided only 2 copies of the Mentor though, so we can pay 3 to tap it, put counter on each creature you control with Menace, but again, we're running up against removal, running up against board wipes, and those are our biggest downsides. And so without this being like a static effect for all our Menace creatures, it's just too slow. It's not very powerful, but I did want to have it in here. I do think that that's the card you probably take out of this deck, but I took it out of the trample deck and everyone got angry at me, so whatever. So Embercleave is probably the better lord. Like honestly, I would probably go down 2 copies of this, go up 1 copy here, find maybe an extra like good 1-drop, like I don't know, something in the early game just to be a bit more aggressive, because this deck is all about being aggressive. And then we have God Eternal Bantu on the top end and Massacre Girl to reset the board if we really need to. We can get our stuff big enough that maybe we can get out of the way of it a little bit as well. But God Eternal Bantu just sacrifices things when it comes into play. We gain, we can draw a bunch of cards, and it's a 5/6 Menacer, which is just, it's really good. Anyway, so this is the deck. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and wish me luck. The Shaolin Pen. Have you guys seen Shaolin Soccer? I like that one. All right, keeping this. Again, we don't have the double black for the Grim Dancer, but pretty good early game play. Well, hello there, sir. Swing in with Malkin, pass the turn, all the red manas. I don't think we've found a dual land yet. Okay, last game we did find some dual lands, which is pretty cool, I suppose. Castle Embereth. We can get one more point of damage in. I want to just kill things while I can. Keep damage rolling. Or do I want to put more bodies on the battlefield? I have to use black mana to use Malkin's ability, so let's go ahead and play that out, swing in. Down to 16, pass the turn. Rule a Spellbreaker. No blocks. Ooh, all right. All right, yeah, this is what we want to be doing. All right, so Tentative Connection, still Rule Spellbreaker. Next, swing in with everything. Yes. Sacrifice with Dread Malkin. Yeah, We dig it. We dig it muchly. Tentative Connection is so good. And getting to 4 mana for that doesn't seem terribly difficult. Okay, Zerta gonna kill the Raptor probably. We're gonna make him sacrifice probably the Domri. I guess the creature is more important here. Down to 13. Come on, where's our black mana? Yeah, because we can kill Domri here pretty easily. So sacrifice a creature. Swing here, swing here. Down to 5, pass the turn. Technically, this is a 5 damage by sacking the other Dread Malkin. Ooh, Spellbreaker. Now we can't really get past them, though. Stormfist Crusader. We have the Embereth as well. So one gets through. Yeah, not quite enough. We'll go Stormfist Crusader. Pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have Embercleave and just kill us here. Another Tentative Connection would be great. Questing Beast, we can deal with that. All right, swings in, no blocks. Down to 9. Draw a card. We finally found more black mana. And more black mana. Okay, now we don't want more. All right, I think we just swing in. They can only block one creature. Removal would be very annoying here. We have Castle Embereth. We have the Dread Malkin. So we should be able to finish this off, right? Swing in. They only get to block one thing. Removal would be very brutal. As long as we get to keep our Stormfist Crusader alive, though, we should still have the win no matter what. All right, let's do kill the Questing Beast. So, Castle Embereth. That way, even if they had removal, they'd have to kill this guy. We get in for 2, we kill Questing Beast. They get to swing in for a bunch and a half and probably die there, but we won. All right, so this is pretty sweet. We get the Raptor, we get Tentative Connection. We also have Embercleave, so we'll keep it. We're hoping for a few more mentor creatures along the way because this is a little expensive, but we have 3 mana. I never have hands with 3 mana. I think I've played Magic my entire life having only 2 lands because it just never happens for me. And so I just always keep 2 lands, and that's just how life goes. Occasionally we'll have 4 lands and it's like, whoa, I don't even know what to do about this. we have like a good hand. All right. I know I could be playing more lands, but I'll play 27 land decks and still always have 2 lands in hand. So it's just how it goes. All right. Grim Dancer, sweet. Now we have a really good turn 3 play. We're just hoping for no removals. People are playing lots of Scorching Dragonfires. Castle Lockwain, also really nice. So we swing in. This could also be a Mutate deck, which tentative connection with all the Mutate stuff, we may just hit like something massive, and that'll be really fun. Do we go Life Link or Death Touch then? So Menace, Death Touch is more aggressive. Lifelink means that we can survive bigger things. I think that if we need it, if there's a board where we need it, we hope we top deck one and be able to do it. All right, cool. It dies anyway. Doesn't really matter. It would have been really nice to Embercleave on that turn. I'm still kind of deciding what I think about Fire Prophecy. So I can pump twice. We'll just play out Raptor. I guess I should be playing after the fact. Okay, resolve. They got the counter spells. Attack in. Activate ability. All right, this might be the Wilderness Reclamation version then. So the only thing we can potentially steal is Uru. All right. Do we go for Bantu or do we Embercleave onto this? I think we go for Bantu. Swing in. It probably just gets countered, but... Fable Passage, so Thrilled Mystic. Alright, this has a Mystical Dispute. So annoying. I mean, Nightpack Ambusher would be a fun thing to steal and then Embercleave and win. Heartless Act. Okay, swing in. I think I prefer Counterspell over removal. Because we could pump up twice, get in for 4. Embercleave technically is better. If it gets in for 6, that's amazing. Cycling, okay, no Counterspell. Not yet. They still haven't cracked the Fable Passage. They must be looking for lands. Opponent just scoops it up. All right, sweet. I thought that they still had a lot of potential outs there, but we will take what we can get for certainly. All right, up against this guy. I'm not going to try with that name. We're going to keep this. Yeah, this looks pretty sweet. We get the mountain first, I guess. I guess maybe we should have led with the swamp to hopefully get to Grim Dancer. But I really like Stormfist Crusaders with Hollow Bonder. Stormfist Crusader. Now we might go Stormfist Crusader if we hit black mana into Dread Malkin. I'd rather get more bodies on the battlefield. But another 2-2 with Menace, they're not going to be able to block it anytime soon is good. The biggest issue is that we still have to worry about board wipes. We still have to worry about all of the other things that are terrible. Charming Branch. All right. Doesn't get to block. We get to start drawing more cards. I mean, giving them card draw is also pretty bad. Draw another card. All right. Scryland for more black mana. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now we're done with our lands for the rest of the game. Swing in. We are dealing 2 to them every turn, so I mean, hopefully the amount of damage these guys do will be enough to close it out. And maybe they will want the card draw enough, be greedy enough that they won't board wipe. All right, Legion War. Okay, so this is a Winota deck. Winota is a common. And they have a way to play it. All right, and they're maybe holding up Aethergust? We need to find Heartless Act. If we find Heartless Act, we're going to hold on to it. So many cards. We're letting them dig for their Winota as well. I mean, this is the issue with Stormfist Crusaders. Like, I love them, but at the same time, there's some downsides to it as well, for sure. All right, let's go like this. Let's go swamp. They don't have any blockers at the moment anyway, and so Sonorous Howlbounder not going to do very much for us. I guess we can just swing in here. Swing in. 4-4, bringing them down to 9. They're going to take 2 more. Raise the alarm. Intriguing. All right, so they do get to block. But this means they don't have stuff for Winota. So, I mean, like, I'm kind of okay with that. I could sacrifice there, but yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to bring out better things. Bigger, better, more awesomeness. Life gain. I think we want the Death Touch and Menace. Just in case there's a Winota. The life gain would be pretty nice. But we're not as worried about our life total, I think, at the moment. The one thing with Winota is if they don't hit Agent of Treacheries, which is the worst thing. Okay. Executioner. Okay. Okay. Red Malkin. God Eternal Bantu. So Castle Embereth. They can only block one thing if we swing in now. Do I want to just build up the board and do that on another turn? We could Castle Embereth. Swinging in here, we get to kill everything if they block it anyway. I think I want to go for a little bit bigger board. So Grim Dancer. Let's go Lifelink and Menace this time. Dread Malkin. Swing in. We should have lethal for next turn. Hoping that they don't have Winota. I mean, they've drawn so many cards with these Stormfist Crusader. Like, that is the issue. There's so many like combo decks right now that, all right, they get 2 hits. I've definitely whiffed with this before. Agent of Treachery, I'm guessing gonna steal both of these. Maybe Stormfist Crusader, but with the Hollow Bounder, we're still pretty close to just having lethal. Okay, that's not it. That's, they gain life. That is an issue, but it's not Agent of Treachery. There's Agent of Treachery. 1 is acceptable. They get a blocker, and it's lifelink. Dang it, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, choose blockers. We take it all. Okay. So now if they want to block at all, ooh, Ingress Rampage. All right, so how much damage do we have here? They have a lifelink guy. I could Ingress Rampage, play this guy, then they can't block whatsoever. We get to swing in for free. We get to swing in for 7? 7's not quite enough, is it? Oh, and they can sacrifice. Sorry, I was thinking they could sacrifice only the guys that are blocking. They can sacrifice other things just fine. All right, Hollow Bonder. Swing in. They can only block 1 creature. Dread Malkin gets to sacrifice whatever gets blocked for the life gain. But then the Winota swings back again, and that's just probably game. Stormfist Crusader, I think, is their best thing to hit here. We get to swing in for 7. You have to block 3. Yeah, I think that we... I'm not sure if we could have played this any differently to win. If we had found like an Ember Cleave, if we found a few other things, maybe we had a shot. Maybe I could have been putting things on Dread Malkin. Being able to steal Winota would have been really fun. It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice the Stormfist Crusader. So we don't gain life. We get in down to 7, but now we don't have the Stormfist Crusader to deal any more damage. They get a lifelinker. I was debating on just, yeah, I probably should have just not put a lifelinker on the battlefield because it's bad for us too. They get to kill us just with the swing here, so good game. They get everything. Let's see how many things they hit here though. That is kind of fun. Winota, even if it's being done to us, I think is one of the cooler cards out there. I like it a lot. I don't think it's quite ban worthy because you have to build a deck that fits around it. There is some randomness, so it may just not work for you. And so playing consistent decks is still a good thing to be doing. Did they miss twice on the Winota? Wow. All right, 91%. All right, we need to start winning games again, guys. We need to start winning games. Here we go again. Up against Proto 50. Bring it on. A little bit awkward with the mana. I think I want to go for Stormfist over Dread Malkin on turn 1, so yeah, we'll keep it. We don't technically have Embercleave, but with the card draw, we'll see. They're ramping a little too quick probably for us, but Pestilent Spirit with Embercleave or Bontu with Embercleave would be really fun. Another Stormfist Crusader, yeah, we'll keep that. We will let them draw lots of cards, but dealing the damage, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Stormfist Crusader good for us or bad for us? The amount of card draw it gives people to have outs is like, we definitely play them, but if you're not like in a more aggressive deck, like that's why I'm thinking I might want to be running like 4 Fervent Champions, and that way Field Scale Mentor can kind of help out that side of it a little bit as well. All right, let's swing in. We can go wide for the Embercleave. It has Menace. Opponent's realizing what Menace does. Let's go. I mean, now I guess we can just go wide with more Stormfist Crusaders. Embercleave onto that. I'd love to get the Pestilent Spirit, but yeah, okay. I don't know. True. All right, just more ramp is fine. The life gain's annoying, but again, we get to do quite a bit of damage next turn. Yeah, draw 2, deal 2. Tentative Connection. That'll be nice against the Uros when they come back. Okay, pay 2, swing in, get the Embercleave down onto Stormfist. Down to 12, past the turn. Yeah, Theory.
I know my responsibility.
Which means we can't flash in the Embercleave again.
This up as I go.
Oh, they bounced this though. Technically, I think it's better to bounce the Embercleave. Maybe they were trying to do that because with Teferi, we can't really flash it in again. But at the same time, we get to do so much damage, I don't think it really matters. And the card draw, everything. So, yeah, that's fine. Go to the next one. All right, this is looking like a sweet hand. I love this so much. All right, we finally get to check out the Frill Scare Mentor, which puts a Mentor counter onto things that... I guess it matters because there is Heartless Act, so even though it has Menace, it can get double Menace and be protection from Heartless Act. So, cool. Tapped land. We have enough good 1-drop or 2-drop things that I think I'm fine playing that on turn 3. So, Dread Malkin, pass the turn. I really like Tentative Connection. I think it's fun. All right, let's go ahead and swing in. Down to 19. Labyrinth Raptor, pass the turn. This is a very funky style of aggro. I do think mono red is probably still better overall just because it's more power rather than, you know, more value on small creatures. Because small creatures still just die, you know. All right, Campbell. These are looking like they may not be useful against a Planeswalker deck. So, that's sad. All right, what am I doing? Swing in, you there.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Lots of Malkins. Pass the turn. Temple of Enlightenment. Frill Scale Mentor can start putting counters onto things, but I think just going wide, I mean wide into a board wipe, they don't necessarily have board wipe mana. It's very risky to have that anyway. Let's actually, one Dread Malkin. We can pump. We basically get Embercleave or Embereth. So that's an extra 2 points of damage. This is an extra 2 points for the next turn. All right, I'm going to say they're not going to have board wipe. And I'm going to swing in like this. Down to 18 past the turn. Next turn we get potentially double pump, which is very good. Oh, of course they find the white mana. You gotta be kidding me. Nice. Real skill mentor. Land for Massacre Girl means that nothing dies and we just get a 5 mana 4/4. Not the worstest. Stealing their stuff and swinging in with it's also fun. We can also make it lose the 3 counters after the fact as well.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Yeah, no blocks. Down to 15. On to you. All right, well. Oh, it doesn't have Mentor. All right, still the best play though. We get to kill Nissa. Yeah, Frail Skull Mentor, I just don't think is quite powerful enough. Okay, swing both at Nissa.
My strength fades.
Pass the turn. Tap it out. They get to untap it anyway, but just to send them a message. Oh, Balderdash. Swings in. Yeah, it still is Vigilance with haste. They're still definitely winning. They get to bring back Nissa. Oh man, or the Shadow of the Skies. I would probably bring back Nissa at this point. We've shown that we're kind of stuck on stuff. They're at 20. They can just kill us quicker. What are they looking for?
I know I noted this somewhere.
Oh, they just grab another Nissa when they had a free one in there. That's cool. Get Teferi and Elspeth Conquers Death. Oh boy, oh boy. All right. Heartless Act, kill the land. We don't need more lands now. Okay, so remove 3 counters from target creature. Kill the land. Now they can't play Nissa, potentially. Alright, 1, 2, 3. You do have to click every single one of them in order for this to work. I've had people mess that up on me, and that's actually the first time I've done it. Hit Tameo. This way it dies if they bring back good things, which they have a lot of good things to hit.
Use some manners.
Land for Nissa would be the worst. Yep, they have Interplanar Beacon, so they still get it.
I protect that which cannot protect itself.
I think we go Bantu, we sack maybe 2 lands to draw cards. Massacre Girl is like, it's good if we can hit another land off the top soon, but Bantu's our best shot of actually doing anything useful.
I think you will find my notes.
And it goes into Shadow of the Skies, but I mean, as long as it keeps resolving, we get to play it again. Down to 9. Alright, Bantu. I'm always tempted in just sacking this because we can make it kill a land. Like, that's the best thing it can do at this point. Putting a counter onto this doesn't matter because they get Shadow of the Skies anytime they want. So sack Temple of Malice, sack Mountain. Do I want card draw or kill a thing? Which they don't even have to. They can just take the damage. I think 2 card draw is fine. Blood Crypt tapped. Embercleave is nice. Embercleave is very nice. All right, let's go ahead and swing at Nissa. See if we can kill the land. We do. Good. Alrighty then. Yeah, that's game. Pretty sure that's game. This is a hard matchup for us. If we don't find our Yeah, take action. If we don't find our Ingress rampages to start killing planeswalkers, we're in a lot of trouble. We could bring in things like what's his bucket? Midnight Reaper as well into the deck just to have some more interaction for planeswalkers. We could have like 2 copies. Frilled Mentor then would have a target for the mentor, the menace target. But I think that we're trying to go aggressive enough that I'd actually almost prefer to drop more stuff on the top end and go more on the aggressive early game. We just can't beat Ugin. Creating indestructible guys here pretty soon. Yeah, so it's over. All right, here we are up against Big Black Lotus. We'll keep this hand. We get the Scry, Stormfist Crusader, hopefully some more black manas. More Stormfist Crusaders. That is like our best card at the moment. What are we up against? Giving things card draw would be bad. You know what? Because that's extra card draw, we get one on the next turn. I'm fine with this. We're pretty likely to hit land. For the turn after. Okay, Stormfist Crusader pass the turn. Shocks it in. Thought Erasure. Their best hit is another Stormfist Crusader. Yeah, they take it. I'm still debating though, because honestly, like, I like having my opponent giving me more card draw. That's just me. Didn't hit any lands. That's sad. All right, Malkin, swing in. Down to 15, pass the turn. Yeah, Fairy. I mean, they are down to 13 already. They've been shocking themselves a lot. So the Stormfist Crusader's doing work. Yeah, we'll play it again. Swing you at... Yeah, it's still worth killing today.
Now what?
Shatter the Skies. Fairy.
Right on schedule.
I mean, they just get extra turns and more card draw here. So this is good. We will get to kill a few Teferis along the way. Oh my gosh, where is our land? This is ridiculous. We're running 23 lands, I think, in the deck.
This is hardly my worst
But
defeat.
we shouldn't be drawing this poorly for lands. Especially with the extra card draw that we had. Yorion. Alright, Menacer, Lifelink. Alright. Oh, I'd love to have the extra mana for the Tentative Connection as well. Alright, so Dread Malkin. Tentative Connection. Maybe waiting until we had the mana to do both would be worthwhile. Down to 6 though. We basically just took up the life gain that they would have had. Swings in. Down to 18 up to 9. How much can we do? Land for Labyrinth Raptor would be pretty nice.
Welcome to my domain.
All right, discard Hollow Bounder. We do get to kill Ashiok, which is pretty nice. Do we do anything else though? So I can go Pestilent Spirit. I think we still want more card draw, more damage dealing. Dude, we have drawn so few lands for all those cards we've drawn. All right, kill Ashiok. They're just so far ahead at this point. I mean, the one upside is that they're running 80 cards, and so potentially they're not running as like smoothly. They could have a lot more lands out of all of this, but My hopes aren't very high. Omen of the Sea, draw cards. Yep, yep, yep. Eee. Ugh. One top and bottom. The Wonder. Basically does nothing. But hey, it's a card you can play. Where in the world are our lands? This is getting ridiculous. Okay, we need to start doing damage to their face. Field Scale Mentor. It's a blocker for that guy. I'll have to do a non-human. Alright, swing in, face. Down to 7 past the turn. We're at least keeping up with the life gain. No blocks. I can't do that. Non-human, so I can't even put this onto the... Oh, that I guess Fervent Champion also wouldn't work with this. I forget that you have to put the menace counter onto non-humans there. Extinction Event. Oh. Kills that. I mean, so they got rid of their life gain. We know that they have those, so now I think I play Pestilent Spirit over Raptor. Thought Erasure. We have double of everything at this point, so sure, why not? Please take the Field Scale Mentor. I'm not a huge fan of the card overall. I think it's good in some small situations, but I think that I'd rather just have aggro. I know I built this deck. Again, this deck is all about trying to showcase the Mentor ability, and then I'll probably build a deck that's like more competitive later if you guys like the video a lot. All right, we get to be aggressive again. Ooh, Ember Cleave. Okay, so Pestilent Spirit. Swing in at face. Wanderer can only exile things with power 4 or greater. So it's completely just doesn't do anything here. We can't like shock them or do lightning strikes, but we have nothing of that sort anyway, which we probably should. Honestly, shocks would probably be pretty good in this deck. And the Dreadlord. Nice. All right, our biggest hope here is that we get to keep creatures on the board. Yeah, too big of a hope, apparently. I would create blockers if I was them, but you do you. Bounces us. We'll drop the Field Scale Mentor. We just have to try to get an Ember Cleave hit with Pestilent Spirit. Because even if they have enough blockers to do something, it won't matter because the Death Touch will hit enough that we'll get in for a big enough swing. Fleshbringer. More life gain. Yay. Alright. Stormfish Crusader. Okay, so Pestilent Spirit, I think we want out. Labyrinth Raptor could be pretty nice for the Ashiok dude. If we hit land, we could play it anyway. Stormfish Crusader for a little more damage, and card draw to maybe hit that land. I think this Stormfish Crusader, pass the turn. Forgot about that. And the Command the Dreadhorde, that's really good. So Yorion is actually pretty sweet because all of the Planeswalkers that tick down mostly, Yorion comes out and resets them. And so in a way, I mean, they come back at the beginning of the end step. I wish it was just a straight blink effect. It would be really cool then. Oh, Rule of Law. Oh, nice. That's brutal here. All right, Hollowbounder means I can kill Teferi. Grim Dancer means I could potentially Ember Cleave for more on later turns. Again, getting a Death Toucher, which is nice. Or damage dealing this. We only get to play one. Oh, we can't flash in Ember Cleave anyway. But I can still maybe hit land. Elspeth Conquers Death. Embercleave costs more next turn. Oh my gosh, what do we do about this? Alright, Grim Dancer. Menace, Death Touch. Submit 2. Pass the turn. No attacks. What's in their graveyard here to get? Another Teferi. So they'll probably just use the Teferi. Oh, they don't get to. I don't think that we can actually close this game out. The rule of law actually kind of hurting us a lot. Because, I mean, that turn we could have Raptor, Hollow Bounder, and kill Teferi. Be able to start Ember Cleaving. And I think with Ember Cleave we have a shot. The Elspeth Conquers Death, of course, is annoying. I think we just needed a little bit more of an aggressive early game. This is what you get for playing janky stuff. It is fun, but boy, it is janky. Let's drop one Malkin, maybe. We'll go one Raptor down. That's fine.
Your heroics are but a
They
dream.
get so much value without even playing extra cards.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
We can exile our Embercleave dude. Unless we have lethal. Magistrate. Alright. Only opponents. They're swinging for not quite lethal. You gain life up to 8. So I guess we block here. Hopefully they don't have removal. Okay. Oh, we needed land. Land let us Embercleave there. Actually, no, Elspeth Conquers Death. Right. Okay, we just bring out blockers. We can only play one card. We're dead to Pestilent Spirit. Alright, we'll go Grid Dancer number 2. We'll get Lifelink this time. Lifelink and Menace. Okay, swing, kill, Teferi comes back. Swing your face. Oh, nice. Alright. I think we're done. With Rule of Law out, we just can't really handle that. Oh, that was brutal because we had so many chances of coming back. I feel like that's when decks are like, all right, we still are in this, we're still in this. You go for the grind, you're like grinding the entire time, and then all of a sudden, you're dead, son. And it's great when you get the victory on those, but it's a bummer there. I'm glad you guys could share this bummer with me. Anyway, so overall, do I think the Menace Tribal deck is powerful? Yes, absolutely. I think there's a lot of good stuff. I, again, will say that I think you should change up the format a little bit. I think you go 2 copies of Hollow Bonder. I think you go take out the Frill Mentor, go 3 copies of Embercleave. I think one of each of these is still pretty good because like you can play with some top end stuff and they're so powerful when they do hit that it's worthwhile. And then you play things like shocks, you play things like maybe just a bit more removal, and maybe just a little bit more like Scorch Bitter would be pretty good in this deck. Scorch Bitter with Menace would be powerful as well. Like, so if you can use something to get it back, or there is the card that like kills something and puts him in his counter. I don't think you really care about that. Scorch Bitter just in general is powerful, and if it stops being useful, you sacrifice it to Dread Malkin and you have a bit bigger creature. So anyway, that's what I think of this deck. I think that it's powerful, I think it's fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.